Welcome to the In Love with PMDD podcast. I am your host, Dr. Rose, your PMDD Relationship psychotraumatologist, and I help you stop the monthly PMDD breakups. PMDD is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. It is in approximately 1 in 5 women, and it makes you want to break up with your partner approximately 1 to 2 weeks before your period every single month. So as someone who has suffered with PMDD for over 18 years, I dedicated my doctorate practice to helping partners navigate those monthly PMDD breakups with everything from attachment styles, triggers, sensitivity to noise, sensitivity to touch, all of the things that you really struggle with when you're in PMDD. And I also dedicated my dissertation to a phenomenological study of the relationship experiences of partners of individuals who suffer with premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So I'm not just here to help the sufferer, the one who is suffering with PMDD. I am here for the partners as well. So if you need those private sessions, make sure you go to inlovewithpmdd.com and get those tools. So let's get into this week's PMDD trauma transformational tools that is going to help you stop the monthly breakups and stop the suffering and stress in your PMDD relationship. Let's get into it. Today, I want to talk to you about something that has been happening in a lot of the PMDD relationships that I've been experiencing with my private clients. And it's really a transformation when we recognize the power that PMDD has over our mind, has over our partner, has over our relationships. Sometimes we really don't understand how dynamic just the presence of PMDD and what that means to our relationship, meaning just you having a PMDD symptom, just you experiencing anxiety or depression, how much that really impacts your PMDD partner and your relationship, even if you're not acting a certain way towards your PMDD partner, even if you're not saying the things that are below the belt and doing the things, just the fact that it's there. It's like this cloud hanging over your relationship, and your partner feels that. And you feel that, and it's almost something that you're trying to avoid and ignore because it causes this, like I said, this darkness. It's this one thing. It's like we're completely fine any other time, but as soon as PMDD gets here, it's inevitable that we're going to start having problems. And so, last week we talked about, or earlier this week, we talked about the fear that you have just from being in the presence of PMDD or experiencing it, and how that causes you to show up differently in your relationship. But what I want to talk to you today about is recognizing that you are waking up with this, that we as PMDD sufferers have the PMDD symptoms, whether we have our partner or not. I remember earlier in my journey, I used to say, oh, if I was just single, my PMDD partner wouldn't trigger me, so I probably wouldn't have any symptoms, or I could handle the symptoms so much better. I'll just be better by myself. And what really brought me back to wanting to work on my PMDD relationship was every other thing that my PMDD partner did that I loved, that I enjoyed, that I deserved, right? So PMDD has a way of robbing us of so many things, and I was not going to let PMDD rob me from having a relationship, from love. It's like a life sentence. So you're saying, in essence, in order to exist within having PMDD, you have to be single, and you can't have love, and you can't have a happy household, and you can't have peace in your household. No, that's not the answer. That's not a way to live. That's not anything that's sustainable. Yes, you can have moments to where you're like, I'm fine with that, because I did. I was like, I'm fine with being single. I'll just do my own thing. I'll just, my life will be so much better. I'll only have to worry about me and my daughter, and everything runs so much more smoothly. But what about when you're lonely? What about when you're going on vacation with a partner? What about when you're having your kids and you want to have a partner to help you? What about when you're going to a dinner party or a holiday and you want someone there by your side? What about all of those moments that you're robbing yourself of because you don't want to experience the harshness and the hardness, basically, of having a PMDD relationship? I get it. But I want to let you know that I'm giving you these tools so that you don't have to choose. I'm taking away your need to have to choose between PMDD and having an intimate relationship. I don't want you to have to choose in a way that makes it seem like you're not going to get that love, that support, that affection. We need human touch as humans. We need that sense of connection. There's so many psychology studies on the need for human connection, and I don't just mean on a physical aspect. I mean, at the end of a hard day, who are you talking to? Who's in your corner? Who has your back? And I know so many of you are like, oh, my PMDD partner doesn't even have my back. They're not even a good PMDD partner. And I'm here to let you know that a big reason of why they're probably not the PMDD partner that you would desire for them to be is because you're not doing the work for your specific PMDD relationship. This is why I opened up my monthly private PMDD coaching. If you haven't filled out an application, I'm only accepted right now. I have 6 more spots for the rest of 2022. But I want you to know that a big reason of why your PMDD partner may not be providing you with what it is that you need, it's not because they don't want to. It's not because they're just trying to make your life miserable and just not support you. It's because they don't know how. I can't tell you how many PMDD partners who are not suffering with PMDD that I've coached privately who have literally cried to me and said, I'm trying my best and it's not good enough. And I want to know how to help my PMDD partner. I want to know how to help her. So it's not for a lack of desire. It's that they're frustrated because they don't know how. And it's like you're not giving them the tools because they may not know that the tools are there. They may be in that sense of hopelessness where they're thinking every month is going to be the same. What's the point of even trying? I don't want to keep going through this. So they kind of get in that mode of just giving up and just saying, I guess we'll just stay in this subpar relationship where we're just existing, but neither one of us is satisfied. These are the thoughts that your PMDD partners are having that you're not hearing because they may just be going through the motions. And you may think, oh, they're completely fine, but they're not completely fine. Just like we're not completely fine when PMDD comes, right? Just like we're suffering, they're suffering too. And just like we have to get tools to manage our symptoms, they have to get tools to manage us experiencing PMDD. This is what my doctorate practice is on. It's really getting to the depth of the suffering of both individuals, not just thinking that it's one person. And I know how easy it is to get into that mode of looking at your PMDD partner and thinking, must be nice. You know, you don't have any symptoms. You can just get up and go and you don't have anything to handle. But a lot of them see you suffering and it triggers something in them. I know for me personally, when my PMDD partner got triggered when we would go and just go on vacations and spend time together, because one of the vacations we went on, I went off in PMDD range and he felt horrible and he suffered for days and days and days on that trip. And so when it was time for us to go on a trip again, he was scared. And I think if we approach our PMDD partners with a level of compassion, with understanding that a lot of times they are scared of PMDD, scared of us, scared of the interaction, scared of how they're going to react, scared of how you're going to react. And you're in this cycle of fear. And so you can't get to the part of loving. Fear is the opposite of love. So if we're in that state of fear, like I talked about earlier in the week, where we're constantly fearing interacting with our partner, it's easy for us to say, yeah, I just want to be single. Yeah, I'll be better off on my own, because you're fearful. And if you're honest with yourself, you're scared and fearful of what PMDD is going to bring. I know I am. So many times every single month, because I don't know what symptoms I'm going to have. That's why if you're not following me on Instagram at In Love with PMDD, I document my symptoms when my good days and my not so good days, my bad days, all the days in Hell Week. I document that on a daily basis. And I genuinely have been tracking it for years. And I don't know what symptom I'm going to have every every single month is different. Every single day is different. And it's the fear of the unknown. And so when I wake up, like I did this morning, when in this deep anxiety, like literally shaking when I'm brushing my teeth and just looking at my phone and seeing the messages from my partner, which are loving messages, and it brought me anxiety. And that's when I realized I can have anxiety and be triggered by my partner even when they're doing nice things. And that was mind blowing. I'm like, my partner's not even doing anything wrong, but I genuinely feel the burden, the pressure of what I think that they're thinking, what I think that they're doing, all of these intrusive thoughts that are ruminating in my mind. Meanwhile, my partner is just having a regular day. Having a regular day and just saying good morning and all of these things. And I'm like, whoa, I now have to respond to the text message. Like I'm creating stories in my mind because I'm waking up in this anxiety, this PMDD anxiety, thinking about everything that I have to do for the day, feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed. And I know that when you have PMDD, you hate to be the one that says it's me. I get it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like saying, hey, the problem right now is me, because I feel like there's so many outside entities that I could put it on. Like we do genuinely have issues in our relationship. You know, this is what I'm hearing from my private clients. We do really have issues. We do really have stuff that we need to work on. So it can't just be me. And it's kind of this sense of, I want to take ownership for the suffering of my PMDD partner because there's other things that we need to work on. Well, in this instance, and what I always ask my private clients, are you working on those other things? Because a clear way to put the separation between what's PMDD and what's not PMDD and what's a genuine problem or issue that you have, which is one of the top questions that I get. And they're like, Rose, how do I know if what I'm experiencing is just PMDD and it's the lies, or if this is really what I have going on with my PMDD partner that's causing me to suffer? Like we really have issues. And what I would say, and this is why my PMDD monthly coaching is so important, because we have one session a week. So when you're in your good days and we're having sessions, are we addressing issues that you have in your relationship, or does that not even bother you? Does that not even bother you when you are not in PMDD, right? Is this something that bothers you all month long? Or is it just as soon as you get into PMDD, you zoom in on something? I used to do that every single month. It was like certain things I would be like, oh, this bothers me. And then I get out of PMDD and it totally didn't bother me. Like it didn't even, like when my partner went to bring it up, like, oh, you want to talk about this? I was like, no, I'm good. It didn't bother me. So is it fair to say that it's PMDD? Because if you're not in PMDD and it's not bothering you, then how is it existing? Right? How much does that issue that you have with your partner affect you when you're not in PMDD? That is the question that I ask my private clients, and that's what we work on. And if there is something that is genuinely bothering you when you are not in PMDD, then that means it's a genuine issue in your relationship, and let's deal with that. And the best time to deal with it is when you're not in PMDD, because you don't have those intrusive thoughts. You don't have that PMDD rage. You're not getting triggered by it. It's kind of like you're kind of in a space where you can accept things better without being triggered. And so please go grab one of those spots so that you can stop doing the monthly damage in your relationship, because it piles up. Right now, with a lot of my private clients, we're going back months, even years, of uncovering some of the damage that's been done. And it's because 1 month after 1 month, 1 month something happened, another month something happened. And if you keep piling those months up and you're not dealing with the issues, it's just going to get worse until you look at your partner and they're unrecognizable. Your partners may shut down on you. Your partner may start to, think about not being in the relationship. I know that was the scariest part for me. It was like, my partner got to a point where it was just like, I can't do this anymore. It was a sense of hopelessness. Like, I can't keep going around and around and around in this circle of every month. And there's nothing that you can tell me as a way out. And that's fair. Like if someone told you, hey, I want you to live this lifestyle with me, stay in this relationship with me, we're going to suffer, but we're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to sit here, but you're expecting that, and you're expecting them to be okay with that. My partner literally came on the podcast a couple episodes ago and said, The thing that keeps me here, the things that keeps me wanting to put in work and to want to support my PMDD partner is because I see her doing the work. If my partner ever saw me just sitting around and saying, oh, I just have PMDD, so you're just going to have to suck it up. Like, you're just going to have to deal with it because I'm the one suffering. So I get like a get out of jail free card. I can just treat you any way that I want because I'm the one suffering. If I came with that attitude, he would leave. He would 100% leave. And I know that he loves me. I know that he loves me and wants this relationship and all the things, but it is sentencing someone to a lifetime of suffering, and no one deserves that, honestly. So the expectation for your partner to stay in a situation where they're continuously suffering and you're not doing anything about it is unrealistic. That's why I'm here, to give you the tools. That's why I'm here to help you navigate your intimate relationship. It's not just to say, tell your partner what you're going through and the suffering and then do nothing about it. It doesn't work like that. That's not fair to you because you're not getting the relationship that you want because they're not giving you the things that you need. And it's not fair to your partner because they're not getting the things that they need either. So to ask someone to stay in a relationship where neither one of them are getting the things they need is unrealistic. So go to my website, www.inlovewithpmdd.com. You can book a private session with me to just get a consultation, to find out what the specifics are with your relationship. And then you can go to the link in my bio at In Love with PMDD on Instagram, and you can fill out the application. If you do want the application, you can't find it for some reason, DM me on Instagram. I spend about 2 to 3 hours a day just talking to PMDD partners, but DM me. Like, I have PMDD partners DM me all day long on a daily basis. I love connecting with you all. I love helping you all. And DM me. I'll send you the application, and we can talk about next steps for you and your PMDD partner and your relationship, so we can stop the damage and get you back on track so that you can have months and months and months of PMDD where you're not consistently suffering and you're actually healing some of the damage that has been going on. Got this.
I hope this PMDD episode helped you and your partner in your struggles within your relationship. And if this is something that you know that you need help with and you need further support, individualized support, make sure you're going to inlovewithpmdd.com and you're getting those private sessions to really work through what you're going through in your relationship, specifically in regards to PMDD. And also, I want you to leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts. What this does is it helps other PMDD sufferers and partners find this show that can help them get these free PMDD relationship tools. I remember what it felt like to not know that there were tools out there specifically for PMDD relationships. So I want to make sure that you are sharing these tools with others, share them on your social media, share them with people that you know that are also struggling in their PMDD relationships. Until next episode, this is Dr. Rose, your PMDD relationship psychotraumatologist. One more thing, I almost forgot. I now have the Fresh Start PMDD Partners Workbook. What this workbook can do is, if you've had past traumatic experiences with your partner, past fights, past arguments, and they keep coming up every single month in PMDD, I created a Fresh Start Workbook so that you can deal with all of the traumatic experiences that have happened in the past in PMDD rage and all of these things, so you can stop going through the same cycle again and again and again. So get that workbook. It comes with a video episode of the actual podcast that I recorded on getting a fresh start in your PMDD relationship, so you're not continuing the same cycle again and again and again. So make sure that you get that workbook. And if you need those individualized counseling sessions, you know where to go, inlovewithpmdd.com. Until next time, we got this. Love you.